the group assignment, which is coming up really, really quickly. In fact, if you look at the schedule, you'll see it's time. We're actually getting to the end of the semester. It's getting to be that period where you actually have to buckle down, know that there's going to be still a lot of work to get to the end, but the payoff is soon here. So hang in there. I promise it's going to get better. I wanted to take a quick second to walk you through this group assignment. I've had a lot of questions emailed to me, which is good. I welcome those, and I especially welcome them because of how far ahead of the assignment due date they are. Go you guys for actually working ahead. So you have a textbook, right? All the assignments for this course, except for the short assignments, can be found in the textbook. Starting on page 157, you'll see the assignment for the actual group speech. And so I don't really just want to read this, but I do want to reiterate basically what this is. You have been placed into small groups. Those group assignments have been made on D2L. If anybody is not in a small group, it is your responsibility to email me as soon as possible so I can get you in one. Hopefully by now you have actually seen that group assignment. You've seen the topic that has been selected for you. That is a deterrence from what's in the textbook. I have picked your topics because of strategic reasons, and I think you'll see why. They involve controversial issues. When you bring groups together, there's a lot of problem solving that needs to happen. You're reading, or will be reading in the textbook in the next coming weeks, about the processes of people coming together and using communication to actually dialogue. So not me talking to you like as a public speaker to an audience, but me talking to you, talking to you, talking to you as people coming together. That's problem solving, and it's a crucial element of the public speaking text, and it's also a crucial element of communication, broadly speaking. Some of you will take or have taken a small group communication class, and if you haven't, I highly recommend it, because these are those principles and actions. So let me step off my soapbox here and return to talking about the group assignment. What you need to do is, as it notes on page 157, divide into groups. That's already been done. Number 2 is, within that group, identify a leader. So somebody who's really going to kind of spearhead this effort. Okay? Point 3 is to actually select a topic, which again has been done for you to help eliminate some of that stress. Okay? But from that topic, you need to identify or select or create a question. This entire speech is about a question. So you can interpret that topic however you want. That's where some of the strategy of me picking your topic comes in, because yeah, it's an opinion or it's a topic. However, it can be swayed or changed or directed in any direction that you want. So make sure that you come to an agreement about what that central question is, and then individually, each person needs to research something from that topic. Research is a big area that some of you need to work on. There's been a lot of pseudo-plagiarism going on in this class that I've had to work through with a lot of you. Make sure that you provide research and you cite that research. If the ideas are not yours, you must cite that study, that author, that website, whatever it is. If it's not yours, cite it. Okay? And then number 6, I want you to compile individual outlines. Each of you should take an aspect that helps answer the question you ask, and then create outlines based on that aspect. Okay? So the outlines are to be in question form and follow the progression described, and I'll talk about what that progression is in just a second. And then, number 7, you will present that, which I'll talk about in a second as well. Okay? And then there are some sample discussion questions on page 157, which you can look at as well. Okay? If you look at page 158, you can see what some of that discussion progression looks like, what you all might actually do as you discuss your topic. That's pretty self-explanatory. Page 159 shows you what a group discussion sample outline looks like. You know me by now. You've had me for several months, and you know that I always want more detail in an outline. To me, this is C-level, what you see on 159. You do this, you do with minimum, that's average. Go above and beyond average if you want a higher grade. More detail. I like to think that almost everything you say should be on your outline. At the end of the day, that's not busy work. That helps you, because that's less that you have to prepare when you actually get up to present your speech. Okay? 159 is that sample outline. And then 160 is a helpful little ditty This is a checklist. If you check down this list, you're going to do well on this assignment. Have you chosen a group leader? Have you exchanged contact information? Has a suitable topic been chosen? You can automatically check that off because I did it for you. Has the topic been placed in question form? Has everybody individually researched that topic? Has a collective group outline been made? Do all members have a copy of that outline? Has a copy of the group outline been prepared for the instructor? You need one submission in Dropbox per group. I don't mind if there's multiples, but I really only need one. So ideally, your group leader would submit a group outline on behalf of their entire group. Have all members contributed to the preparation of the discussion? If not everybody's contributing equally, then I need to be made aware of that. Okay? Has the group prepared to interact and listen in a spontaneous and supportive way? Well, that's a little hard in an online context. We're going to talk about that in a second. And then is each group prepared to hand in the group discussion speech rubric, which is page 161. Okay, point differences in this course are a little different than what's indicated here, but the rubrics are the same. These are the criteria that I will use to judge your panel of presentation. The quality of the comments, okay, the research resources, active listening, and oral documentation. Now, because this is an online course, as you can imagine, it gets quite a bit trickier to deliver a group speech. Now, some of you are friends. Some of you are in close proximity. So it might be easier, but some of you might not be. I'm in Kansas. So if we're in the same course together, there's no way I can be there physically. So there are multiple options, and this comes into the group problem-solving portion, okay? This is your job to figure out. So I'm happy to provide feedback on what might work and what might not work if the ideas are yours first. But you as a group need to come up with an idea as to how you're going to actually, as a group, present this speech. So here are really the two options that I see, but there might be more, and I'm happy to hear those out as well. Option one, you're all presumably in close proximity to Aberdeen. Some of you even do your speeches together, so it shouldn't be that big of an issue for some of you. If your group is in a close proximity, I think the easiest solution is to agree on a time, agree on a neutral, safe environment that's free of distractions so that you can deliver this speech. Let me be clear. Every member of a group must participate in this speech. Okay? Option two would be to each record, an individual video, and then use an online video editing software, many of which are free, and there are resources out there, and I can direct you to those if you want, to patch those videos together. Now, that's going to involve a little bit, well, they're both going to involve some group work. That's the goal of this assignment, right? You're going to have to do it in a meaningful way that, there's going to be a gap in between, but it should be so well practiced that after video 1 is done, then it's time for video 2. And then video 3. And it's well thought out as to how you're going to flow through those videos. Probably a little bit more difficult, but definitely not impossible. You'll also notice that for this assignment, asking questions is a huge part of it. In fact, on the rubric on page 161, the quality of comments is actually a huge criteria that you're graded on. Well, obviously, these are not live, and so they're not something that you can actually respond to questions in the moment. So what I will do is I will circulate a list of questions that I want you to address in your speech. You'll have to address them in some way. However, I don't want them to necessarily be your main points. Okay? I'm not writing your speech for you. These are rebuttal questions, and they might be on multiple sides of an issue. I will post those questions in the Dropbox folder no later than Sunday of the week that the speech is due. Okay? It is your job to respond to those questions using the criteria listed in the rubric on page 161. The entirety of this speech, all group members, should be less than 20 to 25 minutes. That time is largely flexible. You'll notice in the rubric that there's no specific amount of time listed. Ideally, it will not be more than 25 minutes. However, it should not be less than 10 in any way, shape, or form. And if it is, it's not sufficient. okay? Because everybody has to speak. You need to engage deeply with your topic. You're using all the principles of communication we talked about this semester. Informative, indictment, proposal, and persuasive. You're really digging deep here. Answer that question that you ask. I think if you look at the back of the textbook in the appendix, and it's Appendix C under speech assignments, and see the instructions, you'll do fine. The assignment itself is fairly ambiguous, as are almost all the assignments in this course, because we want you to get something out of this course that's meaningful to you. You're going to use principles of small group communication in the future, whether you want to or not. It's not fun. Spoiler alert, everybody hates working in groups. Why? Because it's hard. All the more reason to do it and to do it well. So, keep in contact with me. Problems will come up. I cannot promise you that enough. I teach a small group communication class and have for the past 3 years. Every single semester, a major problem occurs within a group. So keep me posted so I can help with those. You don't need a lot of hand-holding for this. Go. Do it. Blitz forward. Follow the instructions. Look at the rubric, and you'll do fine. As a reminder, I use no other criteria to grade you than the actual rubric and the assignment sheet itself. Okay? I only ask that you go above and beyond the average, and you can see what that looks like. Page 161, like with every other rubric this semester, we've got it broken down to categories. Excellence would be A level, good is B level, average is C level, fair is D level, poor is F level. Okay? So if you have questions, please let me know. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing those group speeches. Good luck. Finish strong. You really are almost done. You have rocked this class for the most part. And you're going to go and actually use these principles in the future. I promise, although I know you probably have not loved this class right now, someday this information is going to become relevant to you. And I look forward to hearing from you years from now to see how it has become relevant. If you have questions, email me. But if not, good luck, and we'll chat soon.